I slammed my head on the ground, and the impact actually, they said, guillotined my spine. What's going on, everybody? My name is Casey Adams. I'm a 16-year-old entrepreneur, and this is my first YouTube video, so I'd appreciate it if you guys could hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and overall share this video with a friend, because I'm going to be going over my story and how I've had to overcome many tough challenges to get me to where I am today. So I'd very much appreciate it if you could share this message with a friend. I'm going to be dropping a lot of value on you guys, so make sure you guys stay tuned. Okay, so my entire journey really started throughout my entire life. I've always been an athlete. I've always been dedicated to sports, to improving my game, and overall to just getting better in a certain subject, which was sports and hockey and lacrosse and football once I got in high school. So I played football for a year once I was a freshman, and I really did good freshman year. And then came along sophomore year when I'm in high school, and currently I'm a junior, so this was last year when I was a sophomore. But it was around August 2015 when, after hard working summer days, 6 in the morning to 12 o'clock in the afternoon, hard working, grinding, sweats, tears, just focusing on my game and improving myself, it was the first day of hitting practice, which we all put pads on, my entire team. We're getting pumped up and ready to go. So it was that day that we're doing a drill that I was about to go. Everything was looking good, my pads, my helmet, but then moral of the story, my helmet was not on good. So I'm doing this drill, and when I'm taking someone down to the ground, I got spun and my helmet came up really high, so my chin strap came up past my face, and that caused the helmet to be aligned in my neck. So I slammed my head on the ground, and the impact actually, they said, guillotined my spine. And what I mean by that is the helmet really bulged in between one of the vertebrae in my spine, causing me to tear a ligament in my spine. And I went to the doctor. It was the most crucial pain I've ever had in my life. So following day, I went to the doctor to see what was up and what do I have to do to help me, because it was just starting the season. I was really looking forward to having a great season. So once I get to the doctor, we do x-rays, we do an MRI to see how things are looking, and I'm waiting in the room with my mom, waiting for things to get back. And during that moment, I'm really stiff, can't really turn my head at all, but I'm just thinking it's a little tweak and I'll be back on the field in no time. So it was funny because I'm still happy, just ready to get over with this little injury, but then the doctor comes in, shuts the door, and he doesn't really seem that happy. So he shuts the door, like I said, and he has a piece of paper and he tells me that I've been diagnosed with interspinous ligament damage, and he said this is a very rare form of the interspinous ligament damage, and that if the impact could have been a little bit harder, I could have potentially been paralyzed from the neck down. And he actually told me that it will be hard to ever play sports again in my life, and he's not for sure if I could, or if I could even snowboard, which is another one of my huge passions. So he hit me with this news out of nowhere. I was expecting to just go to the doctor, everything be okay, and he comes into the room and just lays all of this down on me, and I just sit there in shock, like realizing just what just happened. I wasn't really in the mental state of mind to really handle all this, and I'm just sitting there like, what do you mean? And he's telling me and shows me the x-rays and points out the parts that are really torn in my spine. So he actually puts me into a neck brace and tells me that I have to be in the neck brace for 10 weeks. So he runs to the back and gets this big plastic neck brace, and it's crazy because he puts it on my head, and I don't know if you've ever been in a neck brace, but it's the most uncomfortable thing you've ever imagined. You literally have no peripheral vision, you can't turn, you can't do anything along that nature. So it's very difficult just knowing that you just got put into one of these for 10 whole weeks. So it was right then that it really smacked me in the face, and it was just very life-changing moment knowing that I came into this room thinking I was going to be okay and walk out with a little medicine or a few stretches to do to overcome this pain. But worst comes to worst, it was really an impactful time for me because he literally told me I may not ever be able to play sports again. I possibly cannot snowboard again, and I could have been paralyzed if it wasn't for a little more impact. So as a 16-year-old at the time, it really caught me off guard. I've always been an athlete. I've always wanted to progress as an athlete, and hearing this information really put me back in a state of mind where I did not know what to do. I was confused. I was in a very dark place. I was depressed, and all these emotions started running through my head, and I had no idea what to really think about it. So that day I went home. I'm sitting in my bed, and I'm just sitting there like, what just happened? Like, how did everything that I've been working on this entire summer come to me sitting in this room right now that I'm in my bed, just in a neck brace, not able to move, knowing that I might not be able to play sports again and ever even compete with others on a field. So you got to think, as a young individual myself, it was life-changing news. This news really impacted my thoughts for the next 10 weeks, and it was during those 10 weeks that I very started to get down on myself and really didn't know what I wanted to do or how I wanted to go about it, and I was really lost in the situation. I've always kind of been a positive person, and during that time I was always thinking to myself, like, how could I reposition myself to better myself, to get better, to help me get through this? And it was during that time that I really started to get into personal development, reading some books by successful entrepreneurs like Grant Cardone, started learning from people like Gary Vaynerchuk, Gerard Adams, Lewis Home, Napoleon Hill, and all these successful entrepreneurs, and starting getting some insight from them, seeing if something can inspire me to keep me going, to not really have me just depressed sitting in a room. So as the 10 weeks go by, it's towards the end of my summer. I'm not able to do any sports, any movement, or anything really, and it really ended my summer off in a way that I never really thought was possible, and because it happened in August. So that was the last month of my summer break because I'm in school, and it was really something that just was a turning point in my life and really set me back a lot. So as I'm going through these weeks, don't know really what to do or how to go about it, I run across a few books and really a few things that really inspire me and really keep my head up and keep me going, right? So as the time goes on, I'm going to school, I'm in the neck brace while I'm in school, and it's just, I can't believe it's been going on this long. It's been like 6-7 weeks, I'm still in a neck brace, can't move my head, and it's just overall a very impactful time for me. Don't know what I want to do, and it's just overall a terrible moment for me in my life. So it was around 10 weeks later when I'm getting out of this neck brace, and the doctor takes it off, and I just feel so stiff, because once you come out of a neck brace, you haven't used any muscles in your neck in weeks and months. So it's like you have to learn how to turn your head again, right? So I got out of this neck brace, and I feel like I'm still in my neck brace, can't even move my head. I'm feeling very unstable, and just I don't even want to move my head, because even if I moved it like a millimeter, I could still feel crucial pain, stabbing in my neck, it would feel like. And after that, it was just still very downhill. I tried to think about really staying on track, getting more positive, but it was just really hard for me as a young individual, just all this stuff just coming along out of nowhere. So it was really during January when I started learning from Tai Lopez and a bunch of other successful entrepreneurs, and they really put me in a mental mindset where I started developing mental habits and ways to really stay positive. So I started my own brand called Rise of the Young, and that was where I was just helping young entrepreneurs and young individuals in general just be positive and go after opportunities. And that one, Rise of the Young, starting that idea, really put me in a path to create and to overall just put out more content, to put out more thoughts and ideas to the world. And it was during those creation stages when I was in my neck brace, didn't know what I wanted to do, injured, when I really started to mentally identifying new directions for myself. I started using my mind more and really just going into a creative mode when my life was really set back. So fast forward to where I am today. I'm sure a lot of you guys follow me on Instagram and really know where I'm at today, the success that I'm having, and the way I've been featured on ABC Channel 8 News. But the one thing I just really want to get across in this video is that for me to get to where I am today, it wasn't an overnight success, and it's only been a year and a half, and I'm overall just getting started. I haven't accomplished really anything on my agenda. Stuff is just starting to get rolling. I'm building momentum, but I just wanted to make this video because the way people start off and where I come from and my injury, for me in a dark place, it really put me in a position where I had to reposition myself and redirect myself to figure out what I wanted to do with my life and where I wanted to go. And that was really a moment for me in a whole entire 10-week time frame that I really developed as an individual and started learning new habits, new skills that really connects to where I am today. And now that I think back, it's really amazing to think that the things that set you back are the things that will set you up for your comebacks. Like Caleb Maddox says, he always says, your setbacks are set up as your comebacks. And that's something that I really much believe in, coming from an injury that almost I could have been paralyzed. So it's really just strong and really something, everyone watching this, that wherever you are right now in your life, you really just have to learn to adapt to situations in your life, and you really just gotta stay positive. And like for me myself, it was very hard to stay positive during this time. I didn't know what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, or how I was going to go about it. I didn't have plans to get to where I am today. It's just overall the snowball effect. Once you start building momentum for yourself, you start having that vision and start thinking long term, stuff really starts to correlate into something more massive that you never thought was possible. So for everyone sitting there right now, whether you're depressed, sad, and you don't like where you are, the thing about life is that people will throw so many different situations at you. You'll be introduced to so many life-changing situations, but life is 10% about what happens to you and 90% of how you react. And if you have a strong mindset and a positive mindset, and you're overall just an individual who's willing to get past things and use that as a leverage point to your success, you can really do great things and overcome many obstacles, because as a human being, you have the opportunity to do whatever you want in life. And once you learn to really create content and overall just create a message for yourself from your story and brand yourself around things that you really care about, really stuff starts to snowball and you start to gain momentum into a niche that you really care about. So I just wanted to make this little video to really tell everyone about how I really got started into what I was doing, and how where I'm at right now is crazy to me, because coming from where I was at, not a lot of entrepreneurial thoughts as a young kid, coming into an injury that changed my life forever, to really overcome that and turn my negativity into a positive impact on many individuals. It really put me in a position where I'm not grateful for my injury, but I believe that everything happens for a reason, and you have to kind of think in the same mindset, because things will come across in your life that may not seem right during that moment, but as time moves on, you'll start to see how the dots connect and how that one initial thing in your life that happened that you weren't really happy about really puts you in a position where you were forced to create something, to put yourself in a position where you wanted to get more out of life, because the setbacks in your life are going to be the indicators to wanting to get better. If you're born a millionaire, you're not going to want to become a millionaire. It's the things that you don't do and the things that happen to you that really position you to really go after your dreams, to really go after what you never thought was possible. So for everyone that's having a hard time, whether you're 50 years old, whether you're 80 years old watching this video, or you're 15, 12, or any age, any gender, you just really have to learn to overcome your obstacles and use your setbacks as a leverage point to your success, and really just stay optimistic about life and stop trying to create a story inside of your brain saying I can't do something or this won't happen. You really just have to be optimistic and start creating content and really putting yourself out there and going into something that you're passionate about so that you can build for the long term. So I was just making this video to really inspire people with my story, to inform people with my story, to know where I come from, how this all started with my entrepreneurial journey, and how I got to where I am today. Because if you would have told me a year and a half ago that I am where I am today, about to speak on stage with many successful entrepreneurs in San Diego, California, I would not believe you at all. But it's the things that you don't know that will really put you in a position to want to keep going. So I hope this video really inspired you and really set you up to really go all in on your dreams, to go all in on your beliefs, because you're the only individual that can change the direction of your life, and you don't have to tear a ligament in your spine to redefine your life. Just me telling you my story could really help you overall overcome something that you're going against. So I really hope this video inspired you and overall helped you as an individual to think about something in a different way, to set you up in a different position, to help you succeed more. But I just wanted to say thank you so much for following my journey. And if you aren't already, follow me on Instagram at CaseyAdams1. My Twitter is at @TheCaseyAdams. Connect with me, talk to me, let me know what you think about this video in the comments below. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, because I'm going to be coming out with more weekly content, creating a lot of value for you guys. So make sure you guys stay tuned. It's going to be an amazing journey from here on out, and I'm just all thinking about the long term, because the long term is the only way that you can really build and impact people that are looking to get rich quick and to become an overnight success. Those are the individuals that will see a lot of failure, but it's those who really position themselves for the long term that are really going to achieve success, not only because they're thinking long term, but because they don't expect results instantly, and that will drive them to achieve more results. So I just want to say thank you to everyone tuning into this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel like I said, and I look forward to seeing you guys in another video. Peace.